Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome to VR Master League here in week 10. So we've got a stream, we've got a couple, kind of came in here a bit last minute, I guess what else is new, huh? But yeah, these teams were around, their match was hyped, and thus so am I. So I'm Palidore, this is, again, VRML Channel 1, we've also got Channel 2 running for you here tonight. Currently being streamed on is Infinity versus K9 Units, with Daniel McFabulous back in the casting and cameras here. Got his new PC, so happy to have him there, and Wazda casting with him. Meanwhile, here on Channel 1, you got me, you got Kraken, you got Onion. So, don't cry. Well, chop, getting into the game here quite soon. Also, apologies, but no face cams, or at least not right now. I was very ill prepared for this. If you guys are wondering why I haven't been around much the last few days and over the weekend, sleep has not been treating me very kind. So I've been struggling with a scatterbrain for the last several days. I'm in and out, so pardon me. But you know what? I can't stay away from Echo all too long. Can't stay away from the cast all too long. That said, I may or may not be error prone. If I am, do forgive me. But we're gonna get this. We're gonna get it done. Don't you worry. But yeah, what's up to Daniel Jackson there? Also, the Prime, Tom Wellings, Lufu, and Juby Man. Pawn Stream, still got that VIP, I see. You can keep it. Crazy Kit as well. Porker. And yeah, glad to have you guys all up in here. Maybe I should scroll even further. I'm just tired and lazy. I didn't want to scroll past the first list. But yeah. See Beast as well, and Ryan. Let's go Pally. Let's go Onion. Let's go Kraken. Let's go Ryan. No JK. For real. Yeah, Pyra as well in there. That's all that counts. Help you get your sleep. Yeah. Don't worry, I will. It's just been it's one of those things where I've tried. See, the thing is, I'm content with being a night owl for the most part. That's how I've always been. But at the same time, I've been trying and wanting to get some more EU games this season. Haven't been able to, unfortunately, compared to prior seasons. So sleep schedule has not been conducive. I've been trying to like fix it a little bit to a normal person's sleep, where I'm actually waking up in the mornings. Not going so well. This is, I think, my 4th or 5th attempt at trying to pull a bunch of all-nighters in a row just to fix the sleep. Doesn't work out so well, but you know how it goes. Gotta try. Especially winding down the season here. Winding down, well, Cycle 2, of course, we got one more cycle to go, then Master, in Master Division, and, you know, then taking those top 10 teams in EU, NA, going into the finals in May. Of course, OCE as well, though OCE doesn't have the cycle system, so doesn't apply quite the same. But either or, you know, last for EU and NA, the last cycle coming up here soon. Got layers. Who's got layers? Oh, Onion, of course. And Prime asking, is that Cat Naples? Cat Naples on Kraken. I feel weird saying what you wrote on stream, so I won't. Not on stream, not pawn stream. No way. But yeah, looks like, I mean, we initially had all 4 players in here for both teams. It is now turned into a 3v3 for one reason or the other. I'm not sure if there's a server change or not. Part of me is kind of hoping not, because I already have another. I did take 2 in a row here, so I hopefully don't get all too delayed. But of course, if they change, they change. We'll change with it. We're adjustable here. So am I. Doing some rock paper scissors. Love to see it. The classic. You know what I haven't seen in VRML for a good while now, since season 1 is the Macarena. Season 1, it turned into a weird craze. A lot of teams and players were pulling the Macarena. I wonder if that rock paper scissors was to decide if they did a server change or not. Maybe. I'm just taking a wild guess. Maybe that's what it was about. Yeah, see also a lot of people cheering. Well, actually for both teams. See, Onion cheers and Kraken cheers. I know, again, this match was pretty highly hype voted. Had around, what, 20-ish or so. And hey, for a Monday, definitely a lot more easy of a schedule to get to, right? You don't have literally dozens of games piling on in the same 3-hour time frame, so it helps. It helps get those matches casted, higher percentage of them. Ryan asking if I'll ever go back to playing VRML, or playing just in competitive play. Probably not, mostly because I'm not allowed to if I'm on the board and such at this point, but that's okay. See, what I always say is I like it this way in a sense because I get being a caster, I get to be a part of all 300 plus teams. In a sense, I get to share in the same kind of hype and enjoyment without nearly as much stress. So you know, I'm not complaining. This is a nice gig. Get to be helping out, you know, 3,000 players instead of just 3 other players if I was on a single team, right? So that's how I like to look at it. That said, we've got these 2 teams here, and right off the first joust is going to be Tyler having it saved by Porker. So Porker going from the Twitch chat to the game. And we're good to go. And we're good to Lolo also. What's up? Ash with a disc. And on the offense. So we saw that nice save from Porker. I'm expecting some of that from Ash as well. Setting those expectations early. Just because always provided. Now, did I commentator's curse it? Maybe. We'll see. That's sent to the opposite side of the floor. Running down and flying towards that bubble. But getting knocked out at the last second. X with a good check on the offense. Now a deep throw into the bubble. Will be recovered here, looking like most like Chaotic was there to maybe contest Moose and beat. And actually does so successfully, at least enough to buy some time for the teammates to recover here for Kraken. So they're going to take the disc. There's Ash with it. Defense a little out of place, but they're trying to rush back in a hurry, and they do, actually. So into the orange lane again, but no success on a goal attempt, but they will get a rebound. Trying to space out here. They've got that kind of diamond in play in the positioning off the diamond on the backboard. The pyramid there, trying to go for that little finesse on that, but too tough of an angle. Couldn't convert, so brawls will happen. Midfield, meanwhile, the disc floats, and the disc is slapped. How rude. Back into the blue. So now G Tyler will be there just before Pancake is there to level. And that's going to be sent over to Psychaotic here. Disc lost now to Beats. Beach sending it to the left lane over that left pack. Meanwhile, Moose and Beat on the right side, kind of trying to space out. And again, you like the spacing here, but the coverage pretty good. You see they're playing that man v man defense, one-on-one defense. Everyone trying to mark someone, kind of spreading out the floor now. Back into it will be Moose, the first 2. Or the first deuce, I guess. How'd I miss that one? Luckily for the Moose, they didn't. Good shot. And first couple points go in the way of Onion. So yeah, these 2 teams here in the Diamond Division, as you saw there in the statistics pre-match, 14-6 record for Kraken and 10-6 record for Onion. So both these teams well and above that 500 mark in wins and losses. You know, winning a lot more than they lose, and you know what that means. Obviously, these teams are climbing and continuing to climb with records like those. They're looking to contest that Challengers Cup and Masters if they keep this pace up, and no better time to do it as we wind down this second half of the season. Now, Porker here with the disc is going to be sent over to the Moose. Moose looking for the boot pass to Beat, or the beat pass, I guess. And right on Beats, trying to beat the defense, and they will. It's Pork. Pulling that shot like pulled pork. Quite delicious. And 4 points for Onion. Pulled pork and onion. How about that one? Gotta love the food-themed names here. Pancakes, beets, and pork. And I guess moose. I don't know. Do you eat moose? I don't think people do, but you could in theory, right? So, why not? I can think of a lot of reasons why, but X with a disc over to Psychaotic. Psychaotic to the tunnel. Unable to hit the teammate, though, on that pass, so that's going to be cleared. And wow, look at those leeches there from both teams. And yes, I just said thar. Because I could! That said, here's X with the disc and almost intercepted by Beat right at the nest, but missing the hands. Taken back there by Tyler. G Tyler sending it down. The teammates there all down the floor for Kraken trying to meet the disc, and they will. There is the first 2 points for Kraken. Talk about meat. Could you eat Kraken? That'd even be more dangerous. I guess Killing the Kraken would be the first task. Eating it's another story. Yum yum. Alright, well. The Moose here with a disc over there to single pancake. A 2-point advantage for Onion as they launch out on this joust advantage. And maybe even a number advantage if they keep pressing. You can see that backline. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to get a look at that. But buying all the time for Porker. And look at the slap. Finish from single pancake. Nice work from Onion. I couldn't catch it. And I maybe on the replay you can see there. Oh, nope, I can't because the minimap doesn't show. Whoever that was, I think it might have been Moose. Brawled out 2 different players on the defensive stack, so basically gave Onion a nice advantage. Just let them work the passes all the way up the floor, walk it up into the goal, and then have a pretty decent attempt, high percentage attempts. But with that, trying to react here, Kraken. Kind of a slower start score-wise for this team. As we mentioned last couple times we've seen them, we definitely know Kraken's a team who can really, and I mean really, light up that scoreboard in a hurry if you're not careful. Trying to light it up some more, though. What a great pass from Porker to Beats. They're feeling the rhythm. They're feeling the beats. So 6-point advantage here for Onion in the first round. Tom Wellings mentioning earlier people eat moose, but actually do people actually eat moose? I guess they do, huh? I don't know. I just, it's not something that occurred to me, but I suppose I have heard of people hunting mooses or meese. Mice? Mouse. That's the one. G. Tyler here with a disc, trying to find their second one. Their second 2, maybe. A nice jump through move, and a rebound into the dunk by Ash. How about that? Maybe not the intention, but hey, the great reflexes to make up for it. And they got their power dunk in for the next couple points, as we do actually have a timeout initiated here. Ooh, look at that smooth camera roll down the tunnel. Did you like that? I did. The little things. It's the little things in life, folks. So timeout taken here. 4-point advantage for Onion. Still 3:43. What a development. Anyone catch that one? Because 3-4-3. Anyway. So yeah, timeout here. Music brought to you by Fix Gaming, of course. Of course. Evolution. Hot. Very hot. What is the music? Quixic. Saying, uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Apparently it's Lolo's favorite song, so good to know. Yeah, gotta enjoy that. I definitely do. All that Fix Gaming music, you know, picking through those tracks before the season starts and such, but they got a lot of good stuff. I think it fits Echo's theme well, in particular. You know, it has that whole spacey vibe, kind of like me. Like I said, low sleep, so I might be a little bit spacey here today, but we're hanging in there. These teams hanging in there. Granted, both teams actually losing a player, so that's a thing. That's as much of a thing as fried moose. Although Moose is still in this game. Vacant ace. That is correct. 8-4. In round 1 so far. And Grumpiest Broom also stopping by the chat. And oh, look at this. Look at this. All of a sudden we've got a catnip. And we also have an unpause. Granted, the 4th player isn't here yet, so I have to suspect this pause will not sustain, or this unpause, or maybe it will. Who knows? Thing is, they are lining up in the tunnel, but well, this turned into something. There's Pancake, a little bit late, but one single Pancake joining in and will be momentarily meeting the team. Actually, that could have been a huge give up considering the numbers advantage or disadvantage that Onion had. They will not make the shot, unfortunately, but regardless, they may still get this disc back. There you go. There's Pancake joining right in time, so no harm, no foul, I suppose. And back into the blue zone. Will be taken there by, never mind, not by Beat. Missing a few different hands and the feet, but right below the feet of Beat. Couldn't drop it. So, kind of in one that they wish they could get back for sure for Onion, and they actually will. They'll have another chance at this one. So they definitely had some great looks, and even another one here. See if they can capitalize finally. They do have the 4-point advantage, trying to press it up a little extra. And there's some more syrup to sweeten that deal. It's a 6-point advantage now. Back to Onion. Took a few tries, but they got it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
All right, so now that we have catnip in the match, more edible stuff, yeah? Just joining the party. Has anyone ever had catnip before? It's delicious. I joke, of course. I don't have a cat. X here, though, with a disc, and sending it to G. Tyler. G. Tyler down to the catnip. Catnip over real quick to G. Tyler. Look at that move. That was great. The finish, the pass, everything about that was quick, decisive. And it got them within 4 points again. Still 2 minutes left in this round, so it is not out of hand. For a Kraken comeback, we shall see. Alright, so 146 left, and defense here for Kraken going to be important on this play. We really can't concede more goals, and they won't! There's Ash, and finally got that save, as predicted, without fail. It's just every single time, I swear. Clutch one, for sure, especially if they can get some points off of this. This would be huge for them to pull them within 1 or 2 points, but a big stun from the Moose. And do not anger a Moose, that never works out quite well. Ash there with the disc, and nice stun as well, the Ender move of sorts. That's going to be had by X up top, and X trying to send that over to Ash. So Ash from the bow tie, Ash up to Catnip from above, Catnip another delivery! Oh, but a little too soft on the finish there, going for the extra flavor. But it was a little bit too light on the tap, so it was nicely recovered and more easily recovered by the defender, even though it was close. I mean, it wasn't an easy save, don't get me wrong, but it was just more easy than it could have been. So with that, could be a punishing turnaround here, especially with the stack there on the approach, and the Moose is gonna finish that one, and that should be enough to take this first round. But not for a lack of effort. Kraken definitely putting in some work and some great passes. Shout out to Catnip, Sweet Colombian Catnip, who stepped in after that timeout. Had an immediate effect in terms of the passes. You can see there had some nice ones threaded along. All right, so with that, still time for a goal, not a comeback in the first round. Of course, knowing Kraken, and we actually saw this just the other day as well. Because I think I mentioned it in the last time we saw Kraken. Kind of had a slower scoring start to one of the rounds. Maybe it was like the first couple rounds or first 1 or 2 rounds, but then by the last round, as I recall, and that last time we casted Kraken, they scored nearly 20 points. So I'm just saying, this is one of the teams who can definitely do that to you. Wouldn't be a shocker to see that happen here in the next 10 minutes. But, you know, for Onion, you got to hand it to them because they locked down, they threw down, and they got themselves, again, a very effective round, despite a couple timeouts here and there, and roster switches and whatever the issues may or may not have been, not sure, but all I know is it was nicely played. Nicely played. And let me, it was 10 or 12 to 6, that was the score. My mistake. All right, anyway. That's all fixed up for you, and stats over there, of course, courtesy Ignite, as always. Like their PNG of an onion. Yes, that's it's one of the most I don't know, simple and yet best logos I think this league has to offer. Onion. It's just it is exactly what it is, an onion. Kraken, of course, as well. Really, most of the logos, a lot of teams put a lot of pride into their branding. I like it. I dig it. You see a lot of clever and creative ones out there. It's cool stuff. Now let's see. With that, round 2, even cooler stuff is about to begin here. So that's gonna be snagged, and immediately there's Catnip this time receiving a pass from X. And that was a mighty aggressive move. Just look at the way that Catnip came off the anchor. First the quick pass, well communicated, then boom! Just right into the goal. Full extension there, the wingspan. Ever see cats fly? Or at least catnips fly, because now you have. Alright, So that's a great start for them, coming out with the fire that they needed. Try and saute this Onion if they can. Right now, they're just, for Onion, seeking out their passes here at the midfield. Kind of playing some monkey in the middle with G. Tyler. So Pancake is going to be on this side, Moose is going to be middle, and actually, Disc is going to be stolen by G. Tyler. So the momentum, the shift, and softly into the blue sea. It's G. Tyler. B3.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
I was attempting to find something to hydrate with, Kit, but I don't actually have an open bottle of anything at the moment. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Pancake here with a disc over to Porker. Gonna be taken up at the top of the shoulder, but Catnip with a stun. Over to Moose. Moose also being stunned now, so X will take the disc back for Kraken. That's going to be a deep fling, but there's already a defender there back for Onion, so they get the disc, at least for a moment, but goes right back to Onion again. There's Moose working it up the field. A bounce pass will reach Pancake, but so will the defense from Catnip and Tyler. Once more, gotta shout out Catnip, because you can really see the immediate effect here. I mean, without warm-ups, presumably. Catnip's been able to step in, though, and cause a lot of turnovers, have some great defense in the midfield, some nice passes, put in some brawls. So, hey, ate the spinach before joining, apparently. Sweet Colombian Catnip here with a pass, though. Getting it past G. Tyler from the ceiling, and backing it over to the shoulder. Or shoulder station. Now up to the bow tie, over towards the shoulder. Catnip is there once again. Pancake as well, trying to contest that. Catnip with the disc, and passing it sideways to X, but just couldn't quite grab it, unfortunately. Could have been a nice goal. A very stark difference, though, in this round, isn't it? 5-0, maybe about to be 7 with another pass up there. No! Just missing again. I think Tyler was stunned there on the barrier, so didn't come out of the stun in time. But Sweet Colombian Catnip will walk it up the floor to the backboard. Great dive from the Moose this time. So X with the disc now. A lot of attempts coming in for Kraken. They're going to get another one, and there it is. A little bit softer in the past that time, and now an effective finish. 7 points off that dunk.
12, 11, 10, 9,
And,
8,
hey, as I said, these things happen. Round to round, you never know what you're going to get. Complete flip-flops sometimes. Quick shout-out as well. Thank you to Next to Euphoria.
has begun.
Or is it NXT Euphoria? Next to Euphoria. It's one of those three, I'm sure of it. Thank you for the Prime, though. 1 month at Tier 1. Appreciate that very much. And, G. Tyler here, seeing if they can feed Catnip with another shot attempt and another strong finish. Look at that fling. We've been just putting out the full wingspan you see when they're going for those passes or the shots. So, Onion suddenly in a... Again, a flip-flop of where they were the last round, needing to make some sort of adjustments. I just don't know quite what. But it's certainly been a strong shift of tides here, as Catnip will get another steal, and nearly the 3. Dunk in softly from X. But you see, for Kraken, despite the ferocious nature of their offense and of their name, I mean, they're a Kraken. They put a lot of soft tissue, soft touches into the goal. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Again, if you're not careful, it can pan out in favor of the other team, which we did actually see once in round 1. But hey, as long as you do have time for it, why not? You know, you don't need to expend the extra energy. You don't need to throw in a million-mile-per-hour dunk if you don't need to either. Why not? Why not? But that said, we do have another stoppage here, it would seem. Being taken presumably by Onion. And bearing in mind, I think both teams have expended their timeouts at this point after this one, so... that said, yeah, whatever the reason for the droppage is, this will be good for Onion, I think, to... with still a lot of time on the clock, you know, this will be good for them to be able to just communicate and kind of re-strategize on how this game is going, or if nothing else, even if it's not a matter of re-strategizing, also just being able to calm it down, you know, take a breath. Stuff like that is important. in any sport. But all right, so let's see here. Now, I did have another match scheduled to start, so let me just go figure that out with the teams. Make sure they heard. So yeah, Final Frontier and the Valkyries was going to be scheduled here. Top of the hour. I don't know if there's anyone from either of those rosters in the Twitch chat, but if you are, then say what up real quick. But if not, I'm gonna let's see, there we go. Ping in Discord just for posterity, letting them know that we can still cast them if they're willing to wait. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Just, like I said, I'm awful at talking and typing on a regular day, not to mention days where I'm loopy-brained. So, got it done. Don't you worry about it. We're still here and waiting on the return of the Onion Fourth and Onion Fourth. Of course, they do have a full roster, 6-player roster, so I'm not sure if it'll be kind of like what Kraken did, and maybe they're changing a player as well. Maybe not. But whatever the case is, we'll stick with it. So worth noting here at the moment, you know, for Kraken, and this was a subject on the stream the other day as well, but how the kind of ebbs and flows of their game and their record and such. You know, they had 5 wins in a row about a month ago or so. Then they had 3 losses in a row, and now they're currently on a 2-game win streak for Kraken. Kind of similar, actually. Well, for Onion, actually, I'll take that back. They were on a really solid win streak this last month plus. Looking at it, let's see here. They've won 9 of their last 12 matches for Onion, actually. So that's pretty ridiculous in its own right. They have actually dropped the last two matches against High Voltage and Legends, but just Canada. Which roster was that? I think Corrosion, if I recall. It was that roster. But in any case, so on a slight skid the last week, but on the whole, they've been putting on a serious show in recent weeks, and you know, I always mention these dark horse teams in Diamond and whatnot. I mean, there's so many of them. I can very feasibly see making these almost sneaky runs into Challengers Cups and stuff of that nature. You know, there's a lot of, you know, favorite Diamond teams who people look at, but there's so many who I can see being just as viable, you know, in terms of sliding into those top few spots to get into the Challengers Cup. I mean, a lot of talent at that level. Alright, so... Ooh, that's dizzying. There we go. Getting one of these. I don't have a name for it yet. I've seen it a few times now. It's majestic, whatever it is. But... Alright, looks like we do have the unpause now. Yes, indeed so. Alright, welcome back.
8, 7, 6, 5.
And also saw the redemption there for Momo Cake on the stream sticker. I shall try to get that a little bit later when I'm, you know, not casting and camming, I suppose. But yeah, not a problem. Although do inform me what your team is and the logo and stuff like that, so I know. Actually, DM it to me. That'd be easier. Else I'm liable to forget. But over here will be left lane or orange lane, back into the midfield, taken by Kraken. Now they've been definitely putting on some heat. Needless to say, with those 11 points, only halfway through the round, so they're already on pace for that 20 points I mentioned. Probably even more at this rate. I mean, X will get another one straight away. Just half a minute into this post timeout, I guess, of round 2.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Demon in there saying servers are down. Are they? Is that why we're having some drops and issues rejoining? Well, whatever the case is, join them for a Joker train as it gets a little bit crazy up in there. Got the ace up the sleeve, apparently.
12, 11, 10, 9,
So that's, well, that's effective. That's kind of a story of this round in general. Just a bombardment of points. Left, right, center, off center. Doesn't matter. Goals are goals, and they're getting a lot of them for Kraken at the moment, and they're doing it in some style. Now, with that, gotta be careful as well, because, you know, when you feel good, it's great. But when those tides shift, if you're not able to adjust back into the normal game plan and to, you know, play it more carefully when able to, I feel like that could be a barrier. Like in Kraken's case, and again, I preface this by saying I really enjoy their team a lot. You know, I've casted them a lot, but I think that style, to a degree, may struggle against some teams as they move up the ranks. So have to be careful. You know, there's a lot of things that will work, you know, at certain, you know, places in the ladder. But I mean, the closer you get into Master, the harder that gets to execute. Not saying that they can't, but just an observation. There's Ash, though, with an attempt on the goal. And we'll be Catnip here with a disc. Now X with it once again. They're just eyeing down the goal. I mean, very effectively positioned. Look at that, really just running the defense ragged, essentially. And unable to really accommodate for all that movement. That's one great thing to do anytime you're in the bubble is prioritize constant motion, whether you have the disc or whether you're off disc. If you're on offense, move. Always move, and keep the defense on their toes, needing to switch up, you know? And accommodate that. It's very tough. X here with the disc. That's going to be... Oh, that's going to be a mercy. Wow, that looked like a ding. Instead, well, it was, but it dinged in. So it'll be 20-point mercy, and that is a ridiculous round from Kraken in the second. After dropping the first one, 12-6. You know, saw some switching of rosters and what have you, and, well, it turned into that. So, major round, major win for Kraken there, but obviously we still have a third to go. So we'll see how that pans out. We could just as easily see a re-flip-flop. Is that a thing? A flipper flop. Alright. So yeah, let me try and catch up on Twitch now. So servers are apparently down. I mean, they must be... Is it one of those cases where they're sort of down? Because you've had like a few dropouts and players getting back in, so like maybe it's down just for certain regions or certain players. I don't know. That would make sense though if that was the reasoning behind a couple of those timeouts at junctures, but or the fact that it took a while to get the players back in the game because it wasn't like an instant rejoin. So yeah, maybe some issues there. Never a fun thing, but you know, it's the internet. It happens. With that, third round about to start. There's a lot of chat in there, so I know I'm no doubt missing a ton of stuff, and redemption, so forgive me, but as I kind of alluded to at the beginning of the stream, I'm a little bit off my normal casting game, which is to say, my sleep has not been too kind, so I'm gonna keep it focused here. Which means I'll probably be giving some refunds there on the redemptions, but with that, it's gonna be given to Sweet Colombian Catnip on this joust again. For Onion, it would be very, very pertinent for them to get the first goal here. I mean, you saw how after Kraken lost the first round, they came out with some good fire in round two. You know, some immediate and effective scores. Onion wants to do the same. They don't want to be giving up the same kind of things with the same frequency, as they will, though, to Ash. And that was a ridiculous, again, passing play, and the flourish finish. Definitely going for those highlight reels. Real nice.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
All right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Season VIP for Oculus later can also do in a little bit once I get my stuff in order. No problem. X here with the disc though, and X working up the floor off to the bubble right underneath to Catnip. Catnip back to Ash. Didn't see Ash back there, but up high now to Tyler. Tyler being stunned though, now losing it back to X. X to Ash. Nice find. Ash was stunned, came out of it. Right place, right time. That's another troublesome thing sometimes is you feel like you do a good job on defense, you know, stunning out a player, a driver in the bubble. It's like, yeah, I did my job. But then you leave that player after they're stunned, and the next thing you know, as they're coming out of the stun, they receive the disc off a pass, and then they have an easier finish. You see that happen at times. But again, it's all predicated on that great movement we're seeing, the mobility from Kraken, where they're just, when they're on an offense, they are not stopping. They are just moving constantly. Alright, so up here to the Moose. Now, kind of a counter to that, we're seeing a very, very slow roll up here for Onion, which is not necessarily a bad strategy, certainly, to get yourself a little stability. Now, if you can, a slapper now taken out there by Tyler, looking like that was in. Great save and nice accurate slap, despite the fact it did not go in. But unfortunately for Onion, that means they're going to still be capped off here, at least for the moment. They've been scoreless at this point for well over, what, 13, 14 minutes now. They haven't scored since round 1, so that is definitely some tough news for them, trying to defend it once again. And oftentimes you see once the cap is broken, it's a lot easier. But when it'll happen is a question. I can't wait till it's too late. But I feel like if Onion can just get that one shot to go, that'll really get the water flowing again, you know?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Alright, so the Moose here rolling out and not quite sure what's going on in the Twitch, but behave if you're not. But yeah, either way, welcome. Also to, VRML 2 joining as well. So I assume that means the match is there. We're also finished. Appreciation to Daniel McFabulous and Wazda. I know they were casting there a couple games, so glad to have you all joining us. Catnip over there to Ash. Now Ash with a duck through and another 2 right behind the back. Some backhanded tactics, to say the least. 8 points for Kraken.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I wasn't saying you specifically, Psychotic. Just I saw comments. I saw one of our mods making a comment, so you know.
Here we go. Blue with the disc.
Whenever people are about to make a comment in Twitch, just think, what would Palidore say? Would he put you in timeout? Would he ground you? That is always a question. Sweet Colombian Catnip here with a disc though, and they are definitely grounded. The last couple rounds. They are rounded, in fact, with that offense going all around the world, back to front and to the inside of the goal. 10-point advantage to Ash and Kraken off of some more phenomenal passing plays.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Let's see. Also, I saw comments somewhere in there asking about the next match. Valkyries. Yes, Valkyrie's Final Frontier. I will indeed get to that. Just, yeah, apologies because we got a little bit delayed with some timeouts and late starts and whatnot, which, you know, does happen from time to time. But as is the case with those, if you get invites out early, I'll join in progress. Or if you wait, we can get the whole thing casted. So wherever you happen to be or whatever you're doing, yeah, we'll definitely join for that game, provided you guys wait or send invites and things like that. Not a problem. But we still have 4:47 in this match now, and you know, even though, I mean, the time is definitely still there for a comeback, but a score really needs to happen sometime soon. I'm not sure what they have to do beyond just finding, because I like what they did when they did have the offense, right? They were working up the floor slowly on their roll-ups and such, but it's just not having any good luck versus what Kraken's been able to do. You know, just turning it over and turning the turnovers into points over and over. And very stark contrast from round 1, where it was indeed the Onion win 12-6, but then a Mercy followed by, to this point, still on the pace for the same kind of thing here. And I know it's always tough for teams to deal with, mentally speaking, you know, any team in the league. To have to come out of a hole like this, or have to crawl out of a scoreless pit, you know, for this long of time, or this length of time, but, you know, you're still only a score away. Only a score away.
Blue
Now, that said, that score, maybe. Jeez, nearly making the goal off of the bouncer off the wall. Another bounce into a ding, I should say. Rebound there by Beat. Beat right down the middle, but picked off by Catnip. I guess nipped off, as the case may be. Catnip driving it and bouncing it over to X. X dive into the backboard and an alley-oop once again. G. Tyler this time puts them up 14.
7.
Ryan asking where Dimwee is? I'm not sure. Just day off, perhaps. You know, don't have a like specific casting schedule in terms of specific casters, since it's just kind of based on, you know, availability, desirability, etc., etc. So I know usually Mondays and Tuesdays I don't tend to cast quite so much, but I also didn't cast much this weekend, so here I am today. That said, Ash with the disc and a miss there off the anchor shot. Will be rebounded. A great tap over, finding Ash once again. One more pass. Now I love this from Kraken. So I can balance it out a little bit, because I know I was pointing out some of the fanciful finishes, the cheesy finishes they were showing in round 2, right, 1 and 2 especially, words. But the thing is, you know, take that aside, they're fundamentally doing a lot of the, you know, perfect things on execution in terms of the spacing, the passes, the movement. So, however they decide to finish their shots is one thing. That's what I was mentioning. That can get tricky. I mean, you know, yeah, there are some teams who can do that, you know, in Master, just not a lot of them. So to be able to come out and also do the fundamentals the right way, and to be able to execute it to that kind of again, flawless execution, that part I'm certainly impressed with from Kraken.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Alright, looks like, alright, so I do have my invites set for the next match already, so, as this one does end here, perhaps in the next minute or so, I'll kind of do the usual. I'll send you to the score screen, I'll be on mute for a few minutes while I get into the next server, and yeah, we'll have the Valkyries match coming up next, and Final Frontier. But right now, we're at the final frontier of this third round. Beat right down to the back, and Porker gets them their goal finally after a scoreless spurt. Longer than a spurt, really, more so the last couple rounds. It's been tough goings, but that was the execution that they were looking for, and that was the execution they needed. So, great job to not give up on the plays, and still, again, play it out the right way with the correct passes and the moves up the floor. Nice headbutt pass there. You saw both teams actually on their last couple jousts doing something similar. And I continue to be kind of amazed as another great shot goes for the 20th point to Ash. I continue to be amazed, though, at how good multiple players and teams have gotten. I think we even saw it yesterday on venues, but how great people have become at those headbutt passes and shots, just the accuracy with them. It's uncanny, but there's a lot of teams, especially at those Diamond and Master levels, able to really guide that disc with some precision. So that's another aspect of Echo's meta that's developing more and more here in year 4 now, or going into year 4, I guess, of Arena's lifespan. But with that, the game is in the books in 3 rounds. A fantastic start for Onion in the first round, but just dominance from Kraken in 2 and 3. All right, so I'll leave you on the score screen for a minute. I'm going to be back in the next couple with your second match, so do stay tuned. Final Frontier and the Valkyries coming up next. Don't go anywhere. And yes, I'll get you your points. Don't you worry. Alright. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. So got your prediction polls up. You see, I got that all in order. Got these teams here. Appreciate them for waiting. Hopefully they do drop the 5th. I did ping them about that in the chat. But yeah, we got Valkyries and Final Frontier here in North America Silver Division. 9-9 for the Valkyries. 9-7 for Final Frontier. And yeah, I'm glad to be here. Casting the second match here in a row, and just because of the timings and such of the last match and some of the delays and whatnot, looks like it may even have a third in a row after this, as the case may be. Ancient Athletes and Bunch of Baby Ducks. So we got stuff on the way, folks. We got stuff on the way. Glad to be here casting these teams, though. On Valkyrie's side, they have that full 6-player roster. Actually, both teams do. You can see them on that on the screen there. But the active roster tonight, you can see Demon Dream here, Fish, Aribella, and Eggchan for Valkyries. Meanwhile, Final Frontier, their active roster, I'm not quite sure yet because I do still need to drop that 5th, or that's going to be Bad News Bears at some point later on in the night. But okay, looks like they did drop them. So we have VR Frontier, the namesake I can only imagine, and we have CD, Jake Fox, and Wolffeed Dragon. All right, well, match about to start here in the first round, so let's get to it. Potato. All right. So yeah, welcome back to it again. Kool-Aid in there, Ball Girl, Ryan, Jake the Snake, Quicksick. Thanks for being here, either still being here or joining back into it. A little jump, a little duck, a little flourish, but not quite the finish. They'll rebound now. For Valkyries, there's Fish. So had the chance, was trying to kind of get it done in some style to start them off, but didn't pay off. It might still have another shot at it. There's another jump. So going for some deja vu, but no, sir, it's Demon Dreams. And that is a beastly save inside the goal. But another rebound there to CD, as the game almost faded to black. But no, faded for the defense. It was Demon Dreams. I really like that save, denying CD twice. Well, the first one, CD being denied by the goalpost, but the second one to Demon. So, hey, effective start defensively. Can they do it again? Good dives out there. Now, a double dive, granted, so the goal was open, but they were both on the punch. So, this has been one of the running themes on streams lately, right? I'm talking about how, hey, if a pass is coming in too soft or from a long distance, if you're a goalie, dive it. Basically, you offer no chance for the receiver to do anything. They have to either address the stun that you're about to throw at them, or they have to address the disc and grab the... But they can't do both. But you know what Aribella can do? Get the very, very Bella. Beautiful shot. And Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow into the goal. 3 points, they chow down off of some great defense, turn it into offense, and just like that. That in itself is momentum building on plays like that, where you can get saves and eventually turn it into a 3. And a very sick, kind of low momentum shot as well. It was not an easy one, and there was even defense in the face. So a lot of skill being thrown on that shot. Back at them though, Final Frontier trying to get another go at the offense here. 2 minutes into the game. Jake cheering on Ari in there. G Tyler as well stopping by. Welcome back to the Twitch, GG's, and into the midfield, there's a stack coming in from Fish. So Aribella's there trying to contest it. Meanwhile, that stack doing well to actually get back here and kind of accommodate, one going to the goal, one going for the disc after they got broken up by the Geo a little bit, but still maintaining that great communication. Now Frontier there, right past the station, past the boots, maybe even into the goal, but no. Demon Dreams is there for rebound. Almost a self-goal. Oh, that would have been almost the polar opposite of the save from earlier on. You do see it now and then, though. It happens to the best of us. But fortunately, didn't go into the goal. So now that's going to be sent into the blue zone. Players now just trying to lurch forward and find their positioning. And with that, it's an open 2 for Egg. Channeling in the 2 points. Valkyries, they're up to 5.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Wolffeed Dragon on the rollout. That's gonna bounce back to Fish for Valkyries, and right past the defense as well. So Eggchan, who scored that last one, nearly dinging in, scored that last one, seeing if they can do it again, but won't be the case. That gets slung into the midfield. Just overshooting a little bit on the reach, but Aribella's still there now. A good pass off to Eggchan, communicated well, and knew where to pass it immediately. Meanwhile, for the defense, you see 2 in the bubble and 2 kind of extended outside, trying to contest that, and they do it quite well. Now, maybe rush the clear a little bit there. We'll see if it matters or not, though. I mean, it was a good clear, don't get me wrong. Just might have had some time for the teammates to get back on the stacks. But definitely frantic situations there inside the bubble, of course. It's always gets hectic when you have all 8 players in that same general area, so it's easy to get lost in the mix. But only down by 5 here, our final frontier, and they're going to pass it off, and that's going to bounce right to Demon Dreams. And now, obviously, that was a pass attempt to frontier, I believe, but Jake Fox now in the back lane, so they're going to position out very, very well, and nice pass just the same. Another nice grab there from Demon Dreams, showing the defensive propensity, but Aribella's there for the recovery, and another interception from Wolfie this time. Wolfie looking for maybe a crosser, trying to bounce it high, gets it to CD, and couldn't get the goal either. Too high up there on the angle, and just sailing right into the reach of the defense. So clamping down some more. There's Jake Fox with the disc and distributing it over to Frontier. And there's the first 2, shedding that 0 point total they had and just bringing them up on the scoreboard. Only down by 3 points now. So they're fine. They're fine and well and dandy. You know, the persistence matters in plays like that. Even if you don't make the first pass, if you don't make the first couple goals, that's okay. You know, just stick to your guns. And you can see they are. I mean, look at that. 12 shots taken for Final Frontier. So they've gotten a lot of shots. And finally finding some results on that. Now Eggchan looking for some more results. Oh, nearly saved. Nearly saved by Jake. Existential crisis mode for Jake. But Eggchan will get the points. Indirectly, I suppose. 7-2 for Valkyries. Ninja shotting there, also cheering on Final Frontier with the Ric Flair woos. Now, don't get woozy. I know I am, but Fish here with the disc sending it midfield. That's gonna be cleared. Stack breaking apart there for Final Frontier. They're able to retain. Jake Fox, actually nice intercept there from Fish, but taken right back by Wolfie. Now Jake taking a quick boost as Fish goes swimming. But CD with the disc and off to a nice pass there to the barrier. 4 meters out and kind of sidearmed it. And now it's back within 3 again. So Final Frontier. As I was kind of alluding to earlier, you know, they had a lot of shot attempts. You can see they're up to 14 attempts now. Valkyrie's only 5 attempts, despite the fact that obviously they've been making them at a high clip. But, you know, for Frontier, you don't expect a team to have that many attempts and not score, at least for a sustained amount of time, right? So even though it started off a little bit frazzled, if they keep up that persistence, you expect the trend to kind of shift back in Frontier's favor. So I think for Valkyries, they played very, very well and have hit some nice shots. They got to be careful, though, about that trend, about allowing too many rebounds to Final Frontier, because if that continues, this may very well be a dramatic shift that we will witness before too long. You know, the multiple shot attempts, those are just killers on defenses. Now with that, there's another attempt going to be had here off a good steal. And the open 3, Aribella. It's all in the wrists and all in the missed defensive positioning there, just the open 3. So defense was not able to accommodate, get back on to the goal in time. And punishing were the Valkyries on that. All right, so Wolfie now back down by 6 points, but they still have over 2 minutes to go here in the first round. Kool-Aid, how to spectate like this? It built into Echo if you on PC version anyway. If you have a headset, if you go into spectate mode and then you take off your headset, you'll go into this mode, or you can also use IgniteBot / Atlas to also join into this spectate mode. But yeah, this is actually built into Echo on the PC side of things, so that's how it's done. Not too difficult of a thing, but yeah, it does need a PC. That said, though, a 2-point taken and actually snagged out there. Demon getting hands on it again. Very impressed so far by Demon Dreams. Definitely making some nightmares for the offense on a lot of these drives. You gotta hand it to him. But with that, the disc will be released and looking like a take back eventually in the midfield by Wolfie. There it goes. And up top now, Wolfie Dragon trying to contest there with Chan. Actually, everyone really in a big pile. So a big brouhaha even. But trying to put in some moves there, just eking it past the defenders. Wolfie another dive up, a beautiful bounce pass, and the finish. What a play from Final Frontier. Brings them back within 4. They still got a little bit of time. It's gonna be tough, but I love that play. Look at the decisiveness of that. First the jump. And that short range bounce, couldn't have done it any better. That was fantastic. All right, so hey, they're within 4. They need to cause an immediate turnover. They almost do. They still just may. The stack, however, the stack for Final Frontier, they did break up, but they'll still get the disc. So 30 seconds left. They have to rush this rather quickly. They don't have a lot of time for much else than immediate goals. A bouncer again attempted there. Time just about out though, unfortunately, as it does go back into the trap, and with that clear, that's going to secure it in round 1 for Valkyries no matter what. Fantastic late game effort though from Final Frontiers, but Valkyries just able to clutch it up in the end and get that last clear. So first one will be taken. Still maybe time for one more score, a few seconds left here, let's see. With that though, one more heave and no goal, but the win will go to Valkyries, round 1. Still at least one more round to come, but 10-6 here in the first. Yeah, I see people complimenting. I presume that bounce pass play was definitely one of the highlights of this that match so far. It was a great one, for sure. Gotta love those bounce passes. But yeah, people popping off, doing very well. Captain Wigglepants, see you got the channel point redemption, and cool. We'll get that. I know we still have some other stuff I haven't redeemed. I know I had Oculus Satyr channel VIP. Yeah, another match cast from Vacant. So yeah, don't worry, I've got it all in the queue. I haven't missed it, but I am leaving it there until I can actually accommodate those things a little bit later. But don't worry, they are seen. They are seen. But alright, with that, still a very close round. You know, Final Frontier, you just gotta imagine if they hadn't got off to that initially slower start, which is to say just the first few minutes, right? They had, again, those dozen shot attempts before they made their first goal. Like, had that not happened, that could have definitely been a different result. I mean, just a little bit slow to the start, and you know, if there was one more minute left on the clock, still could have been a Final Frontiers win in that round, just based on the momentum they were starting to build. So I would not count them out here. If you're Valkyries, you have to keep playing with that same exact intensity. If nothing else, step it up to even another level, right? You won the first round in a nice fashion, so now just kind of got to put the foot on the pedal. Or foot on the throat if you're feeling especially violent. The point is, don't let them breathe. Don't let Final Frontier take any more momentum like they were starting to build. Just keep up the pace. That's another challenging thing for teams at any level, right? Is just keeping up that a level of intensity and physicality over the course of an entire match, where it's getting so physical and exhausting. And with that, let's see if they can get their goal. Trying to work it in with some jukes there was Jake Fox. But just getting stunned there. Now CD with a recovery. A recovery CD, you say? Haven't had to use those in a while, but... Which, by the way, reminds me, for those who may care, I did indeed get my new PC. Well, I don't have it yet, but I've ordered it, so I will have my beefy new PC eventually. Probably not for 2 months, but eventually. I'm happy about it. I even got a little bit below retail price for all the parts, so that's nice. That was nice. Wolfie there. I'm not sure if that was a grab or a headbutt. It was kind of in the same area, but good defense nonetheless. Stifled here. Minute 30 seconds into the second round. No scores as of yet.
Blue clears it out of their zone.
As of yet. but that could break any second here. These teams trying to break down the floor. 3-on-1 there, but Frontiers are just going to come away with it, at least the initial grab. But nice grab back from Aribella. So Aribella has been putting in also some moves here today, defense and offense. Good duck from CD. So, you know, on Final Frontier's side, they're not shy of the movement. We've seen both ducks and jumps from Final Frontier. So I talked about that physicality, and that's another one of the aspects I'm talking about, is stuff like that, where you got to be aware of how these players move their bodies, their feet, you know, vertically, as much as anything, up and down, and utilizing that to their full advantage. So, all right, now still yet kind of a stalemate, but another attempt for Final Frontier, and I feel like this is to their advantage. The fact that there's no scores yet, that Valkyries haven't been able to score after their first round win. That's actually a good thing for Final Frontier, because you're really kind of halting anything that they've been building. And with that said, that's a score. Who was that? Jake Fox, I believe. Demon Dreams, not living the dream there. Got a grab on it, but we know how that story goes. Like I said, we'll leave goalies, many goalies in existential crisis mode. Alas. See, Valenti there asking the specs on that. 5900X and a by my words, 3070. Yes. 32 gigs RAM. So pretty decent. I mean, I wanted a 3080, but you know, stock and stuff. Stocking stuffers. Anyway, up here is a Wolfie Dragon from the top, looking for the goal. Wow. Okay, look, that was bold. I'm surprised he took that shot. But made the shot, so I can't argue the results. 7 meters deep on 2 defenders. That was gonna be a tough one, but you know what? Made it. So it works. And Final Frontier, there you go. Dropped the first round by 4 points. Right now they're up by 4 points to start the second. So, yeah, Aribella now with a slap, and Valkyrie's now trying to search for a little bit of that juice that they had flowing and going in that first round. Thus far, capped off at 0 points. Might be about to change. Nope. Egg getting cracked there with a stun. Frontier, another one and another clear. Now Frontier as well, actually getting a single boost down the floor. A duck, and stuck the goal. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10 with Rice. Pointing at it. That was really nice. 6 points. Final Frontier. Looking for that final destination, which is to say a third round, if they keep playing this way. Bring it back. Indeed, Quicks, indeed. And, oh! In 3. What happened there? Looked like one of the jousters, they just missed, botched joust, and that's going to pay dearly. Or they're going to pay dearly for that. That was... Now see, up until that point, 6-0, that's not really a problem to come back from, and 8-0 looks a lot worse, mentally speaking, right? It's only an extra 2 points, but I think the way that 8 points looks versus being 6 points down, that's going to hurt a lot, especially off turnovers like that. Now this is definitely where they have to be careful. You can kind of see a hurried clear there. It just goes right back to the defender. So this is, again, where I spoke of before, where it just comes down to having to find that focus again. Always easier said than done, of course, but, you know, can't get too lost in the mix and get too discouraged by a few things going against you, right? Because when that happens, that starts having that cascading effect on teams, where it feels like nothing gets going anymore, and then you start getting in this hole that you have to climb out of, and you just don't want to be put in that position. But, you know, easier said than done. And I know it from experience, so don't mind me. My critiques are not meant to be hypercritical, but just observations, because it's a factor. Mental game is such a huge factor for Echo, and it changes drastically from round to round or minute to minute sometimes. So that's the thing, though. I mean, both these teams otherwise have been impressing, but I think for Valkyries just really need to slow down. Like you see again, we've seen 2 or 3 in the last minute. We've seen 2 or 3 of these like rushed kind of slappers and these rush clears that they don't need to be that way. But because they're going to it, and because they're doing that, they're just kind of you know, gift wrapping turnovers to Final Frontier and enabling them to get back on the offense again and again. Whereas, you know, when they get the chance of these discs, if they can prioritize the next pass, you know, communicate, nice backboard shot there, Frontier, but, you know, start communicating where the next pass needs to go. So if a Valkyries player is about to dive on the disc, Ideally, you're going to have someone, you know, in mid lane or someone in goal, basically someone you can reset that next pass to and communicate to. Because otherwise, if you're pouncing on the disc, but then you're just immediately throwing it away, it's really, really tough to gain any momentum by doing that. And it's really going to pay dividends for Final Frontier, who's just going to keep on, you know, pressuring with this kind of intensity that they have been. So Final Frontier now working up the floor. And defense now, you can see some pretty good coverage there on the outer ends of the bubble, not really allowing too much free space. Will be Egg-chan with a ceiling. Now this could get them going if it does go! And Egg-chan, oh you know it! He threw it and he did it! They broke that egg on the scoreboard, that is! And 3 points, 42 meters deep. Now if there's any way to get a team feeling good again, after being kind of in the, you know, the mental hole, that would be it. Now, there's only 2:25 left in this round, but another turnover here maybe potentially about to happen. So we're another 3-pointer away. If they can get a quick turnover, get another 2-pointer, 3-pointer, that would make this a game once again. With 2 minutes left, absolutely. But have to defend against this Juker, and they do! Jake Fox being stunned by Fish. So saying, hey, go Fish. Well, in fact, they did, because on the hook was Wolfeed with an interception. Wolfeed over to Jake. Jake to CD. CD, the attempted 3. But not going to be there. Rebound will be. Jake Fox gets it right back and eventually found the goal. You know, the third time around. 'Twas indeed the charm.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
All right, so 12-3, and you know, with 1:30, this still Final Frontier is still looking pretty good for a round 3 potentially.
Out of their zone. Picked off.
But Valkyrie's definitely anything that can get going here in the last minute or so will still be very, very beneficial for them. So this is the time where if you're on their team, you say, let's execute exactly how we want to do it in round 3. Even if we're not going to win this second round, let's basically use this last minute here as warm-ups, as practice for what we're going to do in the third. You know, get us feeling good and in a good groove once again. And to their credit, Valkyries, they are causing some turnovers. They are making it a bit troublesome now for Final Frontier. So let's see if they can keep that up. Final Frontier, though, with the offense. The cut a little too strong. Missed time there. Would have been a tough grab. Like the idea, of course, but too much momentum in the way. Frontier's still a recovery, so making up for it again. And remember the running theme of round 1. I talked about how the shot attempts, right? You don't expect... If a team gets too many shot attempts, you don't expect them to sustain a low percentage of makes. Like, they're going to get those eventually. It's very difficult to defend endless barrages of offense over and over again. Despite the fact that Valkyries did a pretty good job of it in round 1. You know, Demon Dreams had a few great saves, and just in general, strong defensive play from Valkyries in that first round. But yeah, round 2, strength was mostly in the favor of Final Frontier, to the tune of 12 points to just 3 for Valkyries. So stark contrast once again. We'll see how this plays out going into the third in the next minute. Alright. Did manage to finally snag some hydration. I did have a bottle of Dr. Pepper way on the other side of the room, as it turns out. It may be warm, but it's still Dr. Pepper, and that's all that matters. So third round coming up here shortly. You might have heard the buzzer sound off again, so there is actually an intermission right now, a timeout being taken, so maybe a little bit extra. Actually, potentially a roster switch, it seems like. They do. They did bring in for Final Frontier a 5th player, it looks like, so potentially switching? Or actually, no, maybe for Valkyries, excuse me. So either way, we may be getting roster switches here. I'll get up to date with that. But of course, these teams completely allowed to take these breaks between rounds, up to 5 minutes, of course, so... yeah, could be very useful for them anyways, just to recollect their thoughts and re-strategize and all that good stuff. Ryan there and saying, Pally, if Final Frontiers wins, they'll be 2 for 2 on the channel point predictions, I'm assuming. And yeah, if you can get that, that'd be great. I mean, certainly better than some people could say, I suppose. Like, nature of gambling, right? Sometimes. That's why I feel certain ways about. I mean, I know it's just channel points and it's not real money, but you know. But I know people enjoy it. I mean, it's fun. It is fun to get to see what people, how people kind of rank and value the teams when they compete against each other. You know, how many points people bet. It's interesting to watch the stats and such, but such is the nature of predictions and betting and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll be 2 for 2. Sometimes you can be 10 for 10, and then the next time around you'll be 0 for 20. It can be tough. It can be tough. And yeah, Quick Sick, you can... the beginning of matches on VRML 1, so this channel, we do run prediction polls at the beginning of matches. Usually it's only for the first, like, 2 to 5 minutes before a match is about to begin. But you run these polls and you can... bet however many channel points you want on a certain team, and you know, if you guess correctly on who wins, then based on I don't know the entire algorithm, but based on how much money is in the pool and maybe among some other things, you do get some rewards back if you win. So yeah, you can speed it up a bit, but just the same, you could also lose it all if you're not careful. So you know how it goes. But I know people liking the channel point redemption system there, and you see, even tonight we had a couple cast my match redemptions, right? So yeah, where if you get 15,000 points, you can guarantee that one of your soon-to-come matches do get streamed, you know, within the next week or so. Like, we try to accommodate the games you prefer, but of course it'll still kind of be dependent on the day and schedule and stuff. But yeah, if you redeem that reward for 15K, yeah, we'll accommodate it as best we can for your preferred match slash casters, but at the very least, we'll be able to get your matches usually within a week or so. And, oh, that's cool. Crazy Kitten there saying, didn't we shout out your Twitch stream to get you some more of those follows for affiliate? Nice! Congrats! Yeah, always happy to shout out community streamers and also host when we remember on occasion. But alright, so still an intermission here. We do have the rosters now 4 and 4 again. So there, let me see, was there a switch? Doesn't look like there was a switch. Actually, no, there was a switch. I lied, I think. Oh, you know why I was confused? Okay, yeah, Valkyries did switch out a player here. They switched out Demon for Bella Jaguar. The reason why I didn't think it was because we have Ari Bella, and now there's also Bella Jaguar. So 2 Bellas! Threw me off. But alright, so timeout is over. There's about 30 more seconds, so we'll have the third and final round here coming up really quickly. Ryan saving up for the channel VIP, I assume you mean? And yeah, for sure it's like, what, 30K? And for those who don't know, I mean, it doesn't really... It gives you a cool, like, Twitch badge in there. But that's about it. It's basically for bragging rights and such, so... Speaking of which, I probably should have used that intermission to get some of those redemptions in, huh? Alas, alas.
Round starting in.
Alright, so third round. And let's see what this one provides. Got that change in rosters. Ever so slightly. And, you know, it's kind of hard to predict how that turns out. Sometimes it works extremely well. In fact, we saw it on the last stream there. But, on Kraken, but... You know, sometimes it plays out, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of depends, you know, especially for some players coming in without warm-ups, for instance. That can always be a factor, but definitely just trying to readjust the game plan here and figure out how they can accommodate, you know, for what Final Frontier has been able to do, as they do actually get the first 2 in the third round. Because that was some tough-to-stop momentum. And... you really don't want to have them be starting off round 3 the same way. getting too many points here in a row. So Valkyries really going to be pertinent to kind of hunker down and try and execute this if they can. Getting rid of it quickly there. Of course, they kind of had to because that stack on defense was mighty fast. So a quick flinger. Oh, perfect delivery. So there's a chance for Egg-chan, and will get the dunk. I'm sure was probably even considering a 3 initially, but it was a tough angle and had that sideways momentum. So it would have been a tough shot. So I do approve of the idea of, yeah, let's take a safer route. We have an avenue to drive it in for a 2 and get some points. And hey, that's great because, in round 2, it took them a good while for Valkyries to get on the scoreboard. This time, they get it done just in the first minute and a half. So really strong there for Valkyries to pop back at them. Meanwhile, CD trying to pop that one in. And rebounded here to Wolfie. Now, all up and down the floor, trying to bounce one over, taken back by CD, but just diving right into the teeth of the defenders. A lot of stuns coming out. Valkyries now starting to come out with some heat in this orange zone. And seeing a lot of red. Look at all these players stopped. Meanwhile, though, there's still a couple who broke away for Final Frontier, and they're going to be able to get the disc right back. So another dive out, another stun. Jake getting the disc with another stun. Valkyries at the moment looking exactly like their namesake. I mean, they're just coming up from the heavens and stunning to high heavens, it seems like. All over the skulls of Final Frontier. So they will get possession back, but now giving some medicine right back at them. Final Frontier a stun and a take back for them as they send it into the orange lane. But as I say that, of course, midfield, plethora of stuns once more. But Final Frontier, VR Frontier, fantastic delivery to Wolfie Dragon. Look at that. Looked like a shot attempt at first, right? But then, hey, had a teammate in the exact right spot. That was definitely a pass, and how come that worked? Because he made the goalie turn around, right? That's the benefit of the backboard passes, is you make the goalie twist and turn, which means by the time they have to turn around and react to the disc and try and saving it, they don't have a lot of time anymore. Now that said, Egg-chan here is sending it over into the bubble, trying to clap back at him again. Wolfie being stunned, so Egg has been very strong on the defense here across the rounds for Valkyries. But not able to get it done quite there. Rebound there to Ari Bella, and Ari down into the bubble again. Taken back by Wolfie for Final Frontier. And the clear intercepted once more, so Egg-chan the disc. Egg-chan the goal. Oh, hitting the brakes. That was dirty, but no, the 3 is off. That would have been highlights of the night, or at least one of them. We've seen a few here today. Egg-chan a duck and finds the 2, so makes up for it the other way around by going under and then going up to tie it. So Egg-chan putting in just a multitude of moves. Whether, again, hitting the brakes, hitting the ducks, and then hitting the shots. Tied up at 4 apiece. Great start here for Valkyries, and in the third round, after losing 12-3 in the second round. It's very nice for them that they've been able to come out with some more fire again, like they were showing in round 1. As I said, mental game, right? Sometimes it's just, you need to see that clock reset to 10 minutes again. You need to see the score be 0-0 again. And once that happens, it's like magic. Suddenly you can breathe, you relax the shoulders, and then it's all good. Because of that, round 3, it's tied up, and now kind of anyone's game as we approach this halfway point. There's Bella Jaguar with the long-range pass, but looking like a missed connection there to Egg. Jake Fox with the recovery passes it over to the bow tie and actually just misses a few hands, but off the bounce there's CD. CD being stunned, broken up there. And Valkyries maintaining maybe control. Will be grabbed by Egg, but Egg getting stunned again. Can hardly go through a play without just 2 or 3 stuns happening in a big pileup, it seems like, the last few minutes. But CD will take that disc and sends it off that side panel. Maybe waiting for the stacks to arrive, and they do, but just off the reach. Still going to be taken by Frontier, VR Frontier that is, and VR Frontier with the defense draped all over him, and couldn't close the goal. Maybe they will. What a bounce. What was that? That was a near impossible bounce. Not often you see ones from that angle. Look at that. That was, wow. That was crazy. Well, Final Frontier, they get their 2-point advantage one way or the other. That was pretty unusual, but oh so necessary for Final Frontier. All right, so Fish trying to react. A great pass woven deep down to Egg off the backboard. And Egg with the yolks. It's tied. 10 seconds on that reaction from Valkyries. Not too shabby. That was a definitely a tough one. I mean, a 1-on-2, but still made the 2. So, all right, back at him again. Here's Final Frontier on the offensive joust. A very, very deep pass that does reach the mark. Another pass will bounce off the ceiling and just couldn't get the grab. So, turnover maybe. No, actually Frontier with a recovery. Now has the options and takes it. Had 2 defenders at the barrier contesting that pass very well. But what did VR Frontier do? Well, recognize it. Saying, okay, if you're going to stay on the barrier, I'm just going to walk it right into the goalie's teeth. And with that, another quick reaction, this time from Final Frontier to put them back up by 2. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 3rd round. All right, so Fish with the disc for Valkyries. And down on a long pass to Eggchan. This is very similar, almost identical to that rollout last time around. And it resulted again in Eggchan catching it right below the bubble. And then pushing up into the goalie for 2. This time just directly into the goal instead of off the backboard, but still, very similar rollout and very, very quick. So these teams not wasting any time, but what a competitive 3rd round this has been. Just back and forth, trading goal for goal, it seems like. So let's see if it happens again. I mean, both of these teams now, the last, 4 rollouts have just all been almost immediate goals, like within 20 seconds or less. There it goes again, 16 seconds that time. This has turned into just a flurry. So, Final Frontier once more back up to a 2-point lead. Now, will that last? Based on recent history, probably not. We'll see. I mean, the first team was able to actually kind of hunker down and not allow this fast rollout. I can imagine will be the team to finally take a 2-goal advantage in this round. So, trying to do just that and doing so fairly well. That was some really nice pressure, that defensive stack from Final Frontier. Able to pressure both the QB and return to the opposite end to actually recover the disc. So, a lot of good moves defensively from Final Frontier, but they will give the disc up here for a moment. Getting lost in the mix again. These teams just mix and match and just trade, again, punch for punch, blow for blow, goal for goal. All right, so final minute and a half of this 3rd round. It's been an exciting one. VR Frontier with the disc in the tunnel. Sending it off, maybe the bounce to himself. Taken back by Jake Fox. Jake Fox trying to drop it in, but have to be careful because there is a goalie in the area. Obviously, they don't want to give up any threes because that would be devastation. That said, so with that, but no, the ding, and now the take back from Bella Jaguar, able to get a phenomenal grab here, but unfortunately back to Wolfie Dragon for Final Frontier. 1 minute left, just about, and this could be killer. They need to get that clear if they get these saves. That said, off the backboard, another ding, another rebound, and that one will be true. Jake Fox puts a stop to the disarray and makes the play to put them up by 4. So for Valkyries, this is going to be difficult, but they've got time. You know, they're 2 goals away. Doesn't matter if it's 3 or 2s. They need to score twice. And the thing is, they've had so many fast rollouts this round, it would be completely within the reach. Let's see, but just out of the reach there, the goal was actually exposed, so that was an opportunity, but maybe just lost. So they're gonna have to hurry this up, and they do! It's Fish with a swish! But there's the time, there's the question. There is not a lot of it. That's gonna have to be the fastest stack of their lives. They're gonna have like 5 seconds. So let's see, this is gonna have to be just a blazingly fast stack. It's not impossible. Improbable, but not impossible. They need to be quick. So there's the stack. And turnover, quick, but not quite there. And with that, the win. Final Frontier in round 3. That was still a pretty good joust, but that said, it was the success for Frontier in the end. That match is gonna make me shed a Final Frontier because, beautifully played by both these teams across the rounds. Just again, trading blows, you know, one round after the other, and then round 3 was just the perfect mix of both, where neither team was able to pull away by much, back and forth the whole time. But congrats to Final Frontier for taking it away in the end, just by a narrow 2. All right, so to the stats, courtesy ignitvr.gg, and to the prediction poll, we'll get that for you as well. All right, there you go. All right, so now with that, see what time is it? Ah, yes, perfect time for the next game. I think. We'll see. Don't actually have invites. Oh, nope, I just got one as I say that. So perfect. All right. I'll leave you here on the score screen so we can get a look at the stats. But I'll be on mute as I get into the next server for our last match of this block and potentially of Monday. So stay tuned. BRB. Next up. Oh, by the way, just so you know, Ancient Athletes versus a bunch of baby ducks. So stay tuned. Alright, hello everyone, once more. This is Palidore again here for VRML, and we're starting off our final stream of this block tonight. Got the prediction polls up and running as well for the next 3 minutes, so I was mentioning that. I know a couple were asking about it last stream, so yeah, there you go. It is up for a few minutes. You should see at the top of the chat window there, prediction button, and you can engage in that if you do please. But yeah, always optional and always risky, but of course, yeah, you want have a chance at getting some points faster than normal, perhaps, then that's one way to do it. But that said. So players here for Ancient Athletes and a bunch of baby ducks. Good to have both these teams on stream again. We have Ancient Athletes in the Silver Division, 1160 rounded MMR. For a bunch of baby ducks, also 1160 rounded MMR. But in the Gold Division, with the 10 and 11 records, so both these teams kind of on that brink. These are one of those edge case games, those brink of division games, if that makes sense. You know, where a win or loss for either of these teams can definitely make a big difference on who ends up, you know, being gold and or silver by the end of the week, for instance. So that's going to be a story for sure. Ancient Athletes, they'd be definitely enthused to take a win here if they can. The thing is, Ancient Athletes, they've been on a roll as of late. How much of a roll, you ask? Well, let's see. They've won 6 of their last 7 matches. for the Ancient Athletes. Their one loss, their single loss, was to Dreadnought within the last week, but otherwise, they've taken some other games against Shinigami, Version 1, Manhattan Titans, Blue Bombers, Eruption, Menace. For a bunch of Baby Ducks, they won their last match against K9 Unit. But prior to that, they had lost their last 4, so kind of a little bit of a skid for Baby Ducks, which, again, is going to happen to pretty much any team. Most teams throughout the season, you're going to have your streaks from time to time of a few games here and there. But it's always important in terms of, you know, coming into this game, talk about what's on the line and being on the brink of a new division, perhaps, for one of these teams, or well, both these teams, I suppose, in a sense. You know, Ancient Athletes, you would say that even though they are currently ranked lower, they do have the more recent momentum on their side. So how will that play off? I guess we'll see. It's going to be a good test for Ancient Athletes, though, against a very, very talented team in a bunch of Baby Ducks who we've had on stream several times, and last season as well, you know, coming into the league in Season 2 of VRML and now back into Season 3. So trying to continue to rise these ranks and chase that success. But Ancient Athletes now, as they enter VRML this season, looking to affect much of the same, that same kind of spark. You know, you love to see these teams hungry in every single division, looking to further their positioning, their divisioning. That said, there's some long division with some precision for 3. I just had to throw the last ing in there. But don't mind me, it's a great shot from Flatman.
7, 6, 5, 4.
And also down below there in the front row fans you see in the on every other match replay, instant replay. Just in case for those who weren't aware, didn't hear that it is updated now. Like it stays, the names down there stay for a full 20 days now compared to just 5 from before. So I was finally able to change that on my end. So just in case you're curious, of course, not a required thing, but I know there were complaints about that being names going away really fast, which I agreed with for sure. So yeah, if you happen to do that, you can hover over, you know, the video player on Twitch and 100-bit minimum. But just an FYI, you do stay there for a solid few weeks now if your name goes up there. With that said, here is Crystal Sun, bunch of Baby Ducks with a great save though. Yee with a yeet, right down easy streets. Nothing easy about those saves, but made it look so. That said, Flatman taking it right back, man, and it's to the other tunnel to Jade Michael. Jade Michael with the disc. Now Jade with a, oh, we got a grab on the players. They boosted by. That's gonna be taken back by nap time though. Now going to the midfield, Flatman with a disc back, right back. More pile-ups happening. The goal is open currently, so Tyrant might have that open breakaway. Let's see, about to be closed off, and the duck before the disc gets stuck into the goal for the 5th point.
12, 11, 10, 9.
And Nadash, you know, you always making me blush. You always make me blush. I appreciate that. You're a great commenter. And not just because you like to flatter me. But yeah, glad to have you on stream. Welcome to it, Gator Rich as well, and VR Frontier stopping into the Twitch chat after the game, which is to say it was a great game, fun to watch. Thanks for having me, and yeah, congrats on the game. That said, over here to Flatman. Flatman has a 3, maybe just eyes it down, but no rebound. Also no. Now see, that's definitely one of those cases where you. For a teammate, for whoever shot the disc, definitely want them calling out whether it's a make or a miss, because they're going to have the best view at it, right? So oftentimes in those cases, if they have a teammate in the area to maybe rebound it, as a shot goes in, no rebound necessary. DMX King. And a nice goal to get them on the board now for Ancient Athletes. Now, what was I saying? But yeah, for a lot of those, you know, long distance 3 attempts, basically a lot of teams employ the rule. I know when I was playing, it always used to be the case where someone's shooting that disc and no one calls whether it's a make or a miss, then the teammates in the bubble who didn't rebound it basically are not, you know, not the ones there at fault, basically, because right, you don't want to take away a 3 if it's definitely going in, but so if it's a miss, you definitely want to be calling those out, things like that, and just keep that kind of communication on point for sure. Of course, as everything else I've been saying today, so much more easier said than done. A lot of the times going into Echo Arena, you know, your first several months, if not your first entire year, I mean, of Echo, you're not even thinking of the constant communication a lot of time. A lot of the time, it's just about slowing down the game. And that said, speeding up down the floor was a bunch of baby ducks. Flatman getting another couple points. But I know early on, you're not even able to think about communication, right? Because the game is happening at such a fast pace. I know for a lot of players that transition between public matches or mixed matches, mixed privates, and going into, you know, competitive play where you're going against solid teams with established rosters and things. A lot of the initial work and process as a new competitive team is just figuring out how to make the game seem slow again, because everything just happens at a blink of an eye. It's so tough. Even for me, right? Like when I'm getting back into in the off seasons, when I do get back into like some mixed private matches and stuff between seasons, the game is fast. I mean, it takes some adjustment to be like, oh yeah, I forgot how much you have to constantly be talking in Echo, but I can't talk because I'm just spending so much time trying to catch a breath with how fast the game has gotten. That said, this game is mighty fast and frantic in its own right, but it's me with another save in the 2-point zone. That shot a little bit bold from the outer reaches of that bubble, maybe 6-7 meters deep. So nice save. Can they do it again? The anchor 3 this time, just before they could accommodate. Bunch of baby ducks have a bunch of points. 8-point advantage to be specific. 4 minutes left in round 1.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
See, Hope in there asking about when your team's first match is. Every Monday, matches are announced on the website as well as the Discord and such, and matches, of course, are organized between the teams themselves. It is, a little bit disorganized on the dubstep disc, so you know what? Nap Time's gonna find that one, as one of the players has just gone and took a nap in deep space somewhere out there. So timeout, predictably, gonna be had there. Looks like maybe a crash of sorts. But yeah, matches get posted every Monday. Approximately 10 Pacific, I think. 12 Eastern, or 1 p.m. Eastern. Right around that time, give or take. But yeah, so matches are every Monday. The teams who are playing, you know, the captains or the teams contact each other. They schedule amongst themselves and then schedule it through the website, VRML website directly and such. So yes, but definitely one of the big parts about VRML, the flex scheduling. That said, flexing for the 2 points is Flatman. Right now, a bunch of baby ducks definitely flexing their skills and showing again why they are in golden. And despite the fact they have had a couple losses as of recently, you're never far away from building another new streak. And especially at this juncture of the season, you know, winding down cycle 2 and, you know, the final third of this third season. No time like the present than to start putting together a strong run, because having a strong end of season run, or mid-season going into the end of season, that can definitely propel you to great places, and especially for those teams in Diamond and Master, can propel you to some great success, you know, in those Challenger Cups and into finals and such. So something to watch out for. But right now, the defense trying to watch out for Ancient Athletes, and they do. It'll be a bunch of baby ducks taking it, but taking it back, it's nap time. Nap time right into the goal. Walking it in on the goalkeeper. 3 meters deep, and nice take to get them within 6. So they're still within reach. Down only half, you know, 12 to 6 there. Now, unfortunately, there was a crash again, it looks like, for a bunch of baby ducks. And they already expended their timeout, which is the less fortunate thing, the least fortunate thing about the whole situation. So they have the lead, but will they be able to hold on to it? Being down a player for this last minute and 37. That is the question. So trying to do just that, you can see they already are leaving one player, Crystal Sun, way in the back there. Obviously not wanting to give any threes. And, you know, frankly, that's the smart thing to do. If you're 3v4, you know, have 2 of your players playing relatively close to each other so they can stack. And then have the third just playing somewhere else where they're not going to be caught out of position, where they can be found for a reset, you know, because otherwise in 3-player situations, it's very easy to get stranded. So got to be careful of that. And since they have a 6-point advantage, there's not really any sense in taking extra added risk. by playing all 3 players way outside of that goal. So some kind of smart moves here, smart strategizing to deal with this unfortunate situation, and you know, with that they've managed to stall it just long enough to maybe finish out this round. It seems like, I mean, a lot of clock was wasted there on those possession exchanges. Ancient Athletes really trying to capitalize if they can. Over to the bow tie, there's Ryan with the disc, and Ryan now sending it over to Jade. Jade actually trying to retake it. Now Crystal Sun is in the zone, tapping it out into the trap. Back here to Ryan. So, Ryan over to the Cloud. It will be taken here by DMX King. King up the floor to the shoulder. There's Ryan. Ryan down the line and not on a line for a shot, but a rebound is going to be had. So great positioning to find a down center goal and a stun goalie at that. Comeback won't be there, but the score will be at least to bring it ever the more close. And good execution there on the spacing, even though they missed the shot. Because they are positioned well, they still got the rebound, and that's always a important part about Echo and, you know, every team strategy in terms of getting those extra shot attempts. All right. So back to the score screen again, and yes, a successful round for sure. For a bunch of baby ducks, looking to even up their record here. They'd be 11-11 if they managed to get this win here tonight. And again, Ancient Athletes, who have been on a ridiculous streak as of late. You know, suffice to say, like for those who didn't catch it, they've won 6 out of their last 7 matches. So this is a team who has been feeling it as of late. But that said, they have definitely hit a force of nature. Kind of literally, in the ducks. You know, baby ducks are not. They are natural predators, at least in round 1 they were, for the Ancient Athletes.
Round starting in.
And yeah, Gatorich pointing out exactly that, the running theme that we see in stream to stream pretty much on a daily basis. We were already seeing it happen on both the other 2 matches that I've streamed here, casted here in the last hour or 2, right? Where the first round goes a certain way, the second round ends up totally different. It happened, you know, with both games that we did just prior to this one. So, would not be out of the question. Sometimes you just need to see that clock set back to 10 minutes, and then you'll be good to go. But that said, you know, that round was so close, and being able to carry over momentums from those final scores, that's always a big point of focus that we give to these streams. Because, yeah, if you see that goal go in, it can even add some additional bonus to the feel-good mentality of teams, where they just are able to say, okay, we saw the disco win, that's right, I remember how it feels now. That feels good, that felt right, we executed that the right way, so let's just do that again the next round. And trying to do just that here at the start of round 2. But scoreless yet with a first minute, that's going to careen into the bubble. Midfield, though, there's some boosting players impending. Tyrant with a stun to deny one of the boosted players, but King will still get there, and now a pass off to Naptime. Naptime having it snagged by Flatman, and Flatman with a send-off, a clear, perfect boost. The finish, a little bit less perfect, but that's okay, because I got the rebound. But wow, was that stack fast or what? From Crystal Sun. And a bunch of baby ducks. I mean, frankly, they may have had some time to back it out and shoot a 3 still after the rebound because of how fast they got to the other zone. But yeah, with that, first 2 points. Seal is broken. And Ryan with a disc. Over to Naptime at mid lane. Trying to send it past some defenders, but, well, a bunch of defenders, indeed, over at the bow tie. Hiding there and able to intercept. Getting the clear now. As it does sail back into the orange zone. Ryan with a disc and clearing it past the stack again, but have to be careful because you see how prepared that stack is for a bunch of baby ducks. But for King and Athletes, they were also well prepared, so a lot of great contests here going back and forth in the midfield. Neither team really gaining firm control over possession here until maybe right about now, but it's definitely frantic. I mean, there's not a lot of time to work within these passes, you can see.
Possession moves to the blue.
But I like what Ancient Athletes are doing here. You can see, look, Ryan is on the shoulder. He had Yi over on the bow tie. I like the fact that they weren't getting too involved in the pile-ups. Now, that said, can they stack back in time? Yes, but not enough to get the disc. So it does not pave the way, but just to kind of point out the meta strategy behind that, right? Is you had one player, if you direct your attention over to the main screen, for Ancient Athletes, contesting the disc over here up high by the wedge, right? Had a chance to get the disc. So what did the teammates for Ancient Athletes do? They stationed themselves over at some anchors, you know, at boot and at shoulder, which is to say, had their teammate recover the disc, they have an immediate pass for a numbers advantage in the goal, a likely goal. Had they missed the disc, they were still close enough to get a stack and recover. So even though they still got scored upon, it was still the right idea, right? Like they were spaced out for a pass if they needed it, but they were still also close enough to get a pretty quick boost, stack if they needed it. So it was the right play even though they got scored against. And that said, almost scoring, wow, that would have been a tremendous shot from midfield, a mail slot. And another crash for a bunch of baby ducks. This is becoming the Achilles heel. Do ducks have heels? Regardless, this has been a killer for a bunch of baby ducks. These missed connections. I mean, they're still in the lead and they still won the first round, but that may very well be a factor with 6 minutes to expend still in round 2. They got to be careful about that. I know baby ducks have a full 6-player roster, so that might be something they need to address. Maybe getting a rostered substitute if they can't maintain firm control on that connection. Trying to maintain control on that disc. There it is, and look at that. Putting it in with some power was Ryan. There was some meanness, some anger thrown in there from Ryan off of that assist from DMX King. But with that, Flatman does rejoin for Baby Ducks, and they're back up to a full 4. Yeah, Achilles duck foot, exactly. Alright, so Crystal Sun with the disc as they roll up the floor of the defense, playing very kind of timidly there in the midfield. You see, not pressing up until they had to, basically. You know, Crystal Sun recognizing the defense wasn't playing up, so said, hey, I don't have to pass this until you get up on my face here and become the aggressors. Now, whoa, talk about aggressors. Tyrant trying to get that disc back and almost slunk it in quickly off a turnover. Flatman another disc, but snagged by Ryan now. So Ryan gets the clear. So back into the blue end, nearly into the goal. Stack for either team coming in fast, but overshooting a little bit. Crystal Sun there has to get rid of it immediately. Meanwhile, it goes to the barrier. Once again, has to get rid of it immediately. Now over in the midfield, trying to accommodate the midfielders. Neither team able to get control. And wrangling it there is Tyrant trying to contest. And Ryan getting stunned for the efforts, but almost a nice job to get the disc back for them. And that will be a high clear through the tunnel. And to the mid lane, where, once more, both teams just jostling for position. So, trying to sail back into the goal. You know, rotating nicely. King went into the goal. You had one player for Athletes rotating into the disc. So, again, I like the communication and the rotation. I've been trying to pay attention to that here for Ancient Athletes because, you know, I haven't been able to stream them for quite a while now. I did get a game of theirs like a month plus ago, I think, but it's been a while. I did not get to witness them in this win streak they put on. So, you know, Baby Ducks, I already know what they can do, and they've impressed plenty of times on their streams. But Ancient Athletes, putting on these kind of wins, I've been supremely curious to see why and how. Anytime a team's going to put in that many wins in a row, it must mean, it suggests that their team play has to be on point. So I've been kind of paying special attention to what Ancient Athletes are doing in terms of that team play and team chemistry, communication, and yeah, it's been solid. It's been on point. Their stacks have been in the right places. Tyrant dunking it in there. And I know it's not paying in the way in terms of, you know, winning yet in this round, but, you know, their stacks are well communicated. Their positioning is solid. You know, they're rotating in and out of goal as they need to. They're sending one player to the disc and then one player back where they need to go. I mean, point is, they're never looking lost for Ancient Athletes. So I'm definitely encouraged by that development here since the last time that I've streamed them. You know, looking good, looking really good. But of course, Baby Ducks here looking good in the second round. They took the first round 12-8. And taking the disc away is Flatman there on the drive from Ryan. Kind of got stuck in no man's land into the teeth of two different defenders. Tyrant, a brief tap off, a little spin. Getting jiggy with it there was Tyrant. And meanwhile, there's the stacks from Baby Ducks also meeting the disc. So Tyrant with the disc here, a little duck and a jump, and the anchor 2. What a move, what a series of moves. That was deceptive, because you see, look at the replay here, as Tyrant approached the bubble. Gets the pass from the bow tie, does a little dip, and then a jump. You know, the dip itself wasn't like a dramatic one. It wasn't a big dramatic move, but just the fact that Tyrant did it, it was tricky enough to, again, throw the defense off guard. So, nice moves, a nice steal from Jade Michael here for Baby Ducks, and passing it over to Flatman. So, there's some well-communicated positioning and passing down the midfield, as, again, you can expect from a bunch of Baby Ducks here in their sophomore season. Nap time with the disc, sending it deep line into maybe a 3 or a rebound from one of these stacked players. They were there just a split second too late, unfortunately, for Ancient Athletes. Likewise here at the midfield. Just missing the disc there. That's going to be sent into the bubble, but recovering is Yi, it's me. And by that I mean Yi, it's him, not me. I'm Pally. That's like when we have Ollie casting. Always have to reiterate as, wow, Flatman, what a hit! An earthquake off the backboard. Surprised I got that in, but that's 11-2. Bunch of Baby Ducks. Nice shot.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Oh yeah, what was I saying? It's like when we have Ollie casting. I'm always tempted to say when we're introducing ourselves, you know, hi, I'm Palidore, and or hi, I'm Palidore, and it's me, Ollie. But I have to clarify, it's him, Ollie, not me, Ollie. I'm Pally, me, Pally. So with that, the time winding down, and maybe a backboard 3, and indeed it is. Yi, it's me. Yi, it's 3. Great shot. To kind of equal exactly what Baby Ducks had just done on the other end. So how about that? A mirror image, almost. Unfortunately, the time is not really going to be there at this point. But still, a nice shot to wind down this round. Now, Jade Michael looking for one more, still the same for a bunch of Baby Ducks. Tyrant with the disc, they have a cutter, there's Flatman, and couldn't get there. Rebound still from Jade, and another shot is absolutely stifled from Yi. Quite impressed with the defense we're seeing from Yi is me. And with that though, round is over. 11-5. And that it will be the sweep, so a bunch of Baby Ducks able to complete it in pretty strong fashion in that round. But, you know, still pretty close. You know, neither match was a blowout. You know, the Ducks were comfortable enough, but neither round was a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. So, still well played. And as I said, it's just kind of considering what Ancient Athletes have been doing in recent weeks, winning 6 of their last 7 prior to this loss, anyway. So 6 of their last 8 now. But I was just kind of paying attention to that because I'm eternally curious about what these teams, who I don't get to stream as often, are doing, and especially when they're putting on win streaks. And it was very entertaining. I saw some super promising things. Obviously, the execution wasn't completely what they wanted it to be at some junctures, but you know, they weren't looking. They were looking very solid. Like, that was fundamentally executed. Everything was right. It was, I think, more so just mechanics here and there, but everything else they were doing was quite impressive. And yeah, but with that, 11-5 in that round, and for one final time, we'll put you to the score screen. I'll get you your channel point rewards, of course. And again, apologies. I know I pretty much ignored most of the redemptions tonight, but just because, you know, I'm a little bit out of sorts in the cast again, which but by that I just mean a little bit sleepy. Sleepy pants. It's been a rough weekend in terms of my schedule, so my multitasking ability is even less so than usual. But yeah, I'll refund the things that I didn't get to, and I'll redeem the things that I'm supposed to redeem. Those matches and VIPs and stuff. So don't worry, I'll get to that as I finish off the stream here. But there you go. All right, points distributed. Got that out of the way. Taking a look at the scoreboard there. Now that I'm not being rushed into the next match in the stream. Haven't been able to otherwise tonight, but yeah, look at this one. And as I said, look, what I was saying plays out exactly on the score sheet. I mean, you notice how on both teams, there isn't a single player who's not doing something, you know, offensively. Like, everyone's putting in points or assists. I mean, it's a really cohesive effort from everyone involved in this match. I mean, on the Ancient Athletes side, you see 4 points apiece and 1 point and 1 assist apiece for both DMX King and Naptime, you know, and 20 stuns. So apparently, DMX King and Naptime, they got some twin connections there. Points, assists, and stuns all identical. For Ryan, 2 points, 1 assist, and a save, and 43 stuns. That is well and ahead of everyone else by double. So some big stun numbers. Yee, it's me putting in 3 points, 3 saves, 2 steals. For a bunch of baby ducks, their stats there. You see Flatman with 3 points and 1 assist, 1 steal. Yeah, Jade Michael with 2 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, 3 steals, 21 stuns. Crystal Sun with 2 points, 1 assist, 1 save, and 29 stuns to lead that department. And then Tyrant leading in the scoring department with 9 points, 2 assists, 3 saves, 3 steals, 26 stuns. So saved the best stat line for last, perhaps, because that is dominance. I mean, I know in Echo we don't really have, you know, your what you'd call like a triple double in basketball, right, or something like. But effectively, what Tyrant did there, that's effectively the same kind of thing. Anytime you have a player able to get, you know, multiple saves and multiple steals and multiple assists and leading in points, like, that's effectively a high caliber effort by Echo standards. So yeah, killer job from bunch of baby ducks and Ancient Athletes alike, and from the rest of MVP exactly. But I'm just saying in the equivalent, you know, because you can be MVP without filling those stat sheets, right? Like, you can score say 20 points and have the other stats be not, you know, more empty, and you can still be the MVP of that round. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of how it feels, right? Like, when you can see a single player filling up literally every category to that degree, like, it's a little bit extra impressive compared to just, you know, just scoring and only scoring, or just saving and only saving, but literally doing everything. Like, it's pretty impressive. And there are a lot of players definitely like that we've seen even today. But yeah, very well rounded, so fun to watch. Yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. Let me do one last refresh, but I know that's all I signed up for. And when these streams started, that's all the matches that there were even available for the rest of the night. So let's see if anything changed. Nope. Yeah, that's it. No more matches scheduled, cast or not. No more matches. So that'll do it for us here tonight. And I guess it's a good time to remind people too. Not that it guarantees you, but just generally speaking, you know. Combined with hype votes for your matches on the VRML match page, as well as scheduling in times that are not, like, you know, the prime time busiest days of the week, they do increase your chances of being casted. No guarantees, so, you know, I don't want to, like, pressure people into specifically, you know, like, forcing themselves to cast or to play their matches, like, on Mondays or Tuesdays, or like on afternoons or late nights. Like, don't do that necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, if it's an option where both teams happen to be able to play, like, in the non-prime hours without a bunch of extra added stress or organizing, then it does increase your chances. I mean, happy to cast all that we can. But anyway, yeah, with that said, oh, Tyler in there. Tyler Straub with the subscription, tier 1. Thank you so much there. 2 months. Appreciate that a ton. In fact, let me make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Yeah, cheers for that, because again, my head was all over the place, so I know I was missing everything in chat today, just about. So again, I super sorry for that. Apologies. It wasn't my typical level of chat interaction, but you know, running on slight fumes. Let's see. Zen Gaming with the follow. Appreciate that as well just now. And half an hour ago, I wish I saw this just so I could pronounce it. Arf with the follow 27 minutes ago. Appreciate that, of course. Nate Appleton had some put in some cheers, some bits earlier on. Had some channel point redemptions again, which I will get to for sure. And Eva Lefty earlier on as well with a subscription, which I think I forgot to call out. So shame on me. I don't know if you're still here, Eva Lefty. If you are, love you. Thank you so much. 4 months of Prime, much appreciated. And of course, Euphoria as well, at the beginning of the stream for the subscription. So, yeah, you guys rock. Love you all very much. I hope your weekend was great, and the rest of your week 10 here in VRML Season 3 will be great. Until next time, though, I've been Palidore. And yeah, everyone at home, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and of course be good to each other. And we'll see you again really, really soon.
We're underway.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.